Go ahead.
What's down there?
Nothing.
I ain't been down there in so long since Apothecary. You remember that?
Apothecary, yes. Underground smells good. It's clean. It's orderly. It's attractive. It's exciting in a strange kind of way. It's exciting, but it's no flavor in it, my brother. When I say flavor, let me see if I can. You remember the Royal Peacock?
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. Once upon a time, everybody and their mammy was at the Royal Peacock. When you went in the Royal Peacock had flavor. You go in Pascal Brothers restaurant, they got flavor in Pascal.
Not only food and drink.
That's right. Not only the food and the drinks, they had the carousel, they got the hotel, and it's like it's got flavor. It's booming.
They had a few magicians down there.
Yeah, right. But there's no flavor in underground, and it's just like a tourist attraction. Really, it's not even an attraction. It's a tourist trap.
Sawdust and peanuts.
Well, once upon a time, it used to be sawdust and peanuts. Now it's like just, it's sterile. It's no flavor to it. It's kind of bland. It's like rice without gravy. It's like chicken without mashed potatoes or something. You know, it's just not right. It's like lemonade with sweet and low in it instead of lemonade and sugar. You know what I mean?
I do have a friend that got a business down there to work at.
A black person?
No, he's Caucasian.
City Harbor is run, I think, by a brother down there, owned and run, operated by a brother. And I went down there Friday to take a look at their lunch buffet, and it was strong. It was cooking. I opted for something else. I had my son with me. He likes Mexican food, so we went over to the food court. But other than selling neck bones and fried chicken, you know, it's just like we barred from participating in the situation down there.
Did you have that state police security down there?
Yeah.
I know, because I used to be one of them.
Okay, well, it's just no flavor. And all of the money that's been put into it, the bonds have been floated and refloated and submerged and refloated again. And we made a major commitment to make underground work. And if you're going to make it work, I only suggest that you include everybody. Everybody ought to be included in the process, even if it was just one Negro club down there, you know, one little Negro attraction.
Right, it's just one block from the 5 Point Station.
It's right, they got a tunnel that'll take you right into Marta, man.
Yeah.
And that's why, well, you know, it's like built like so that 5 Points would keep it afloat. But now Riches is gone, you know, and now we struggling to keep underground.
So everybody just hanging on the sidewalk.
Basically, they're above ground. And, you know, and it's enough people above underground during the day that if it was something down there that would attract them and pull them down there like a game room.
What, they got something like the pyramid thing, or like your eyes got to be a certain color to go underground? Is that what it is, bro?
They got a DNA sampler down there, man, on the elevator. When you put your hand on that elevator, that DNA sampler scans you kind of like the Predator, and then they'll stop that elevator.
If your bone too thick, you might be slick.
There you go. Hey, nice talking with you, Doctor.
Hey, yeah. What flavor Kool-Aid you got today?
What flavor Kool-Aid do I have?
Yeah.
I'm not drinking Kool-Aid today.
Okay.
All right. Peace. Don in Mableton, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Yeah, I need to talk to Ralph.
You on News Radio? You're live. You got me, man.
Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Why are you so prejudiced against the whites and blacks against underground Atlanta?
Home, have you been listening to me today?
I have been listening. I've turned you on, and it just burned my butt up.
Now, wait a minute.
I'm a white man,
all right.
Okay?
Personally, I don't care if your butt is burnt, and I don't care if you're black or white. The point that I was making is that in order for underground to be a success, it has got to include more than just white people. That's my point.
Right, okay.
That's not prejudice. If I was prejudiced, listen to me, man.
Right, listen to me.
No, listen to me now. Homeboy, get on the thing so when you start talking, you can pull them down. Now, the thing I'm talking about is this, man. If I was prejudiced against underground, I would be calling for a boycott of underground. I'm calling for the success. I want underground to be successful. You follow me now?
Well, why do you say blacks can't get in there?
I didn't say they can't get in there. I'm saying there's nothing in underground to attract the black dollar.
Well, why don't the blacks put some money up to guarantee the success like the white people has to do? You know, it's like mortgaging a house or anything else. You got to be liable for the damn bill. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you,
all right.
you
why don't more blacks do that?
Listen, you missed what I was saying to you earlier. I told the audience about a club called the A-Train that was located in underground Atlanta, Don, and the A-Train did fine. They were grossing hundreds of $1,000s every month. But their rent was so high, and this is what the problem is in underground. You got a real high rent, then you got certain cam charges that you have to pay. Cams,
but you have
listen to me.
Service that is adaptable to the public.
I'm trying to tell you, the club had as many people in it as they could get in it. The fire marshal was coming through there putting people out. They had more people than they could hold, and they still couldn't stay because of the charges of the rent, the common area maintenance fees, the security, the lighting, the heating, the air conditioning, and all of that, the advertising. That's my point, and they went under because they could not consistently keep up with that.
All right, they have to go up on the prices.
Then,
that's logic.
Okay, then you're not going to get nobody in the club.
All right, why in the hell didn't they try that?
They did.
Because other people has made successes out of it.
The man told me, and I talked to him yesterday afternoon for about an hour. He said his average monthly gross, he was grossing around $200,000, $150,000 to $200,000 a month when he first started, and he stayed that way. It was like strong. Then when the economy fell off and certain things started happening, and I'm not talking about no riots. This was way before the riots, because they closed for the riots. He dropped down to $43,000. You know, now he just couldn't afford. You got like check this out, Don. You got places in underground that are like franchised that are other places. You got Fat Tuesdays in underground, but they're in other Fat Tuesdays elsewhere. So if that Fat Tuesdays takes a loss, the other Fat Tuesdays are going to like pump them up a little bit until they can see better days. If they don't see better days, then that Fat Tuesdays is gone. But if you're a small entrepreneur like myself and you got like a little money you want to invest, you want to make it a goal down in underground, the rent is so high, and the wait. And see, another thing. Here's the key point, Don. And this is what I was talking about, and this is probably what sounded like prejudice to you.
It is. I mean, you're slanted way over.
No, sir. I am. I'm slanted toward my people. But when you're paying like high rent and you're paying certain charges like for the heating and the air conditioning, and you're paying for advertising, and then they're not even advertising for black people. The dude who they fired, they had a chump down there who was in charge of advertising and marketing for Underground Atlanta. They fired him. He was black, but they had him like a token from the Rouse Corporation. He wouldn't spend money on V103. He wouldn't spend money on AOK. He wouldn't spend money here. All of his money was spent like on the Power 99 and the Kicks and Y100 and all of them. He wouldn't try to get the black dollar. They weren't aggressively seeking black dollars. They weren't seeking locals. They have little catchphrases and little ways and you know, things that they do to keep the young teenagers out from down there. And they want it to be a lily white. It's kind of like a haven downtown. And I'm not being prejudiced. I want it to work, Don. I want Underground to be strong. I want it to be viable. I want Atlanta to be strong. And in order for it to work, it's got to include everybody. Why would you have an objection to a good old gut bucket, foot stomping, down home blues club down in Underground? Why isn't that down there?
You got an objection to Vince that he was prejudiced?
Yeah. Vince was a chump.
Vince was black.
He was a black chump.
Bull butter.
All right, Don. I'm glad you said it like that. Bull butter. I like it. Okay, Don. Bye, Don. Yeah, Vince, the dude, I think his name was Vince Patrick. I don't know. Might have been Patrick. If he's listening, you a chump, Vince, with a capital C.
640 WGST and Rolaids are proud to salute.
Anyway, hey, this is a message from my friends at Salvage Depot. They're located at 9... Ralph from Ben Hill. News Radio 640 WGST. Telephone number is 233-WGST. 233-9478.
Got to get you into my life, into my life.
Got to get you into my life. Sir Smith, Adamsville, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
How's it going, my brother?
Living large. Dr. How's everything out there in Adamsville?
Living large.
Good. You still messing with them big women?
Oh, no, put them down.
Right.
Put them down. They down at underground. How's it going, Rat?
I can't complain. I'm like a one-legged man. I can't kick. If I kick, I'll fall down.
I hear that. I want to talk about underground.
Sure.
Yeah, so when Robert E. Lee and General Sherman came down to downtown Atlanta and burnt it down.
Wait a minute. You half right.
Yes.
General Sherman and Robert E. Lee did come to downtown. That's the first part. But Robert E. Lee was on the southern side.
Right.
But Sherman was the one that burned it. Yeah,
burnt
okay.
it down.
The way you put it sounded good. But that you're misinformed, unfortunately. But I can help you. The reason it's called Underground Atlanta
yes.
is because when Sherman burned Atlanta, it's called raising the city. He raised the city, took everything down, and most of the damage was downtown with the exception of Immaculate Conception. But during the course of the turn of the century, the city was built up on a series of viaducts, which is like concrete legs holding up the road. And after so many of those roads kept coming through, and the perfect example of what I'm talking about is in between Omni and the Dome and Riches, all of that's like a viaduct. All of those like up off the ground. Okay, so everything under those viaducts was just called underground Atlanta. A lot of people came in town thinking we had caverns and caves and things and vats and things. But no, the reason it's called underground is because the city downtown is basically above the ground in a lot of places. And in the particular area of underground Atlanta, it is above the ground. Those viaducts, the Alabama Street Viaduct and Broad and Forsyth and all that, if you go down there and you look, you'll see. And a lot of the building facades, which is the face of the buildings down there, a lot of those shops' faces are partly the original buildings once upon a time. In other words, underground Atlanta is dirt, but under the majority of downtown Atlanta is underground Atlanta. Okay, even that Peachtree Martyr Station, you see how deep it is in the ground? They had to kind of like go down into the mantle of the earth to construct it, and that's truly underground. But if you go in the Peachtree Martyr Station, you'll see like granite all around you. If you go in underground, you just take it for granted. Ray, College Park, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
How you doing, Ray?
Living large.
Great, man. Hey, I tell you something else is missing down on the ground, man.
What?
And that's good rock and roll, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some good old rock and roll.
You remember the Mad Hatter, man, where you used to drink and drown,
Yeah, the Mad Hatter.
Not only the young blacks, but the young whites don't be down there either, man.
That's true. Exactly.
It's not.
And it's not just the black businesses that are suffering in underground Atlanta.
I agree.
The whole concept of Kenny's Alley has been weakened when one club loses down there, Kenny's Alley in concept is excellent. You could think like, okay, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go like club hopping. I'm going to go from club to club to club. I'm going to go to the Caribbean club. Yeah, it used to be like that. You had the Mine Shaft. You had Scarlett O'Hara's down there. It was all kinds of stuff. The Mad Hatter. It was nice. It was nice, man. But now, it's just like vanilla.
You know what it's like? It's like a mall.
It's not even as good as a mall because all you got in underground is like souvenir shops. In the mall, at least
tourist place.
Like Champs. You ever been in Champs before?
Yes.
Champs is like a sporting goods store. I bought a pair of Champs in underground for $84. Got out in the malls, and they were like $60-something. And I'm not saying the prices are higher in underground, but, if you down there, like the little record shop they got down there that sells tapes and cassettes and things, they sky high.
It's no bargains there.
No, it's sky high. If you're from Atlanta, you don't spend your money in underground.
Well, I guess that's the reason the prices are high because of the rent and all the air conditioning.
The prices are high because they know when these tourists come to town, they got money to spend and they will spend it. I am constantly amazed, Ray, when I'm out in front of the stadium, when I watch these suckers buy these tickets from these scalpers, and they come to the stadium knowing that they're going to pay $30 for an $8 ticket. So if you got people with the mentality, okay, I'm going to the stadium without a ticket, and I'm going to find a scalp, and I'm going to pay him $30 tops for my ticket, then they going to come to underground and do the same thing.
Yeah, I get it, because they're being scalped down there, too.
Exactly. Legally being scalped.
Hey, before I go, man, I'm going to comment on Atlanta Hawks.
Man, they blew that draft, boy.
Hey, let me tell you this.
They blew. And I ain't just saying it because the boy white, but we all know white men can't jump.
Hey,
they just had a documentary on that.
Listen to this now.
All right.
Now, we had a chance to pick up a great coach, man, in Willis Reed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we blew that.
Yeah.
All right. We had a chance to pick up Harold Miner.
Yeah.
I heard a comment earlier talking about how John Barrett killed Harold Miner in the little tournament we had in the NCAA. But that was a lucky shot. The reason Georgia Tech beat USC. It was pure luck. Only thing I'm saying, when you got coaches who can take players like Maria Robertson and turn them into players when you have coaches. And we don't have a coach, man. For as I'm going to say, the coach that Atlanta Hawks have, hey, we could have done that. That's bad cop. And some of his, when he was with what was that, Dallas, and then went by way of the Denver, and then this coach come up out of Miami when they broke up that team down there in Dallas. Or was it San Antonio? One of them.
Let me say this in defense, because I know both of them. And I guess once upon a time when I was Ralph the Caller, I was just like you. I was just nonstop dog, and never think of the good in any of them, in any of the people that I was dogging out. Personally, Ray, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth, my hand to the sky. Every Wednesday this school year, every Wednesday, Coach Weiss or his wife or he and his wife or Pete Babcock would come out to this school for high school dropouts where I worked. They didn't even know I was working there. They would come out every Wednesday with pizza, and they would sit down and mentor and talk with. And I know that's not a lot, but that's a hell of a lot more than a lot of people are willing to do. These people are committed in the community, and I know that doesn't have anything to do with the basketball program.
Thank you.
I know that doesn't have anything to do. But let me finish. They trying.
Oh, okay.
Now, first of all, we talked about, we know the whole scenario coaches go through. You get a new coach. Like when Georgia Tech hired
right.
the dude they just got before. What was the dude who left? They went to the NFL. What's his name? The dude, the no-talking dude out of Maryland.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can't think.
Talk like he had snot in his nose all the time. Anyway, what's his name, man? I don't want to call the man's name. What's the name of the Georgia Tech coach, man?
What was the Georgia Tech coach name, Joe?
Bobby Ross?
Bobby Ross. That's
Ross?
Bobby
Okay.
something.
Ross.
Yeah.
Now, before he came, he had to wait till all of the players that the other coach had recruited got out of there. Then when he got his players in there, boom, they won a national championship. You remember that?
Right.
All right, the same thing with the NBA coach. Coach Weiss is dealing with the ghost of Mike Fratello right now.
Oh, man.
He dealing with CONCAC, with that heavy contract. He dealing with them Russians and things, So it's a thing where give Babcock a little time and my man Weiss a little time.
What you're saying is he needs time and patience.
Not time and patience. You ain't got to be patient. Just give him some time. I like basketball. That's my favorite sport. I like it, and I like to see them coaches call them plays. But man, when you think about coaching, basketball is one like the least coachable sports it possibly is. When you got a sucker like little short Smurfy Mike Fratello writing down every play down the court and calling out every play, you can't do nothing.
He'll hold the break up, man.
Yeah, you can't do nothing. You got a coach like Cotton Fee Simmons that say, all right, boys, y'all going out there and play some basketball.
Yep.
That's the kind of coach I like. And you got a coach like Hubie Brown. We've got a team full of assholes. Hubie Brown, you can't. He was pitiful. So when you get a basketball team, the people got to get out there and play, and then the coaches got to see how to use that talent. Give my man Weiss some time, man. I haven't given up on him, although he on my. I ain't got but one nerve left for Coach Weiss, and he on that nerve now with this little boy.
We will see.
Batman Adam Bruce Wayne or whatever his name is. We'll see, brother.
We will see.
All right. Give him time. You ain't got to be patient. Just give him time. Bob, North Atlanta, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
How you doing there, old man?
Doing fine, Bobby.
I want to know one thing from you.
Yes, sir.
Which was my primary reason for calling.
Yes, sir.
What place in town has got the best baby back ribs, spare ribs?
Can I tell you a story before I tell you where they are?
Yep, you sure can.
All right. Once upon a time when I ate pork.
What, you mean you don't eat pork anymore, Ralph?
I try not to. 4th of July is going to test me. If my Uncle Harvey cooks on the grill, I might sin.
Yeah.
But once upon a time, that particular item that you're talking about was called backbone. It was called pork backbone. My mama used to go down to the curb market and get it for something like 10 cents a pound.
Yeah.
They used to throw it away. Backbone, and she could take it and put onions on it and some Heinz 57 and stick it in the oven under 350, man, and come out.
You mean doctor it up?
Oh, yeah, she would fix it up. Now, all of a sudden, they stopped throwing away those backbones, and they started selling them as baby back ribs, and now they're like $1.79, $2 a pound.
Yeah, I know.
Now, you're talking about the best raw baby back ribs or the best prepared baby back ribs?
The best prepared. I want the best that you can put your teeth into.
All right, the best raw baby back ribs are at the Decatur Farmers Market. They used to be at these...
I want prepared, Ralph.
Okay, I was going to give you the background. The best prepared. Now, I have been told, so I don't want any of my Muslim friends to say I was recommending this swine to nobody, but I have been told, Bob,
Yeah.
that there's some serious competition in this town on baby back ribs. There are 3 places where you just might go crazy over the ribs. I mean, stone cold crazy, take the bones and like make a necklace out of them. That's what I call crazy,
Well, that's good.
One place is Longhorn Steaks, and it's just not in any order. One place is Longhorn Steaks on Old National Highway. Yeah, they don't have baby back ribs at all.
That's down on Longhorn Steaks on Old National Highway.
That's one. The second place is Jilly's.
Who?
Jilly's, Jilly''S. They still in business, Mike? Yeah, I think they're still in business. Jilly's is still in business. Awesome baby back ribs. I mean, awesome. And then it's like a tie for third between three places. One is them TJ Applebee's, or those kind of places. TJ Applebee's or Chili's, those kind of places like that.
Yeah.
They got them and they're well prepared. And Houston's.
Okay.
Houston's got some baby back ribs home that float to your table. When they come off the grill, they like float over to your table. And when you smell them, your body automatically starts digesting them. In other words, you start salivating, your stomach starts growling. The napkin rises up like it's Casper the Ghost at your table.
That must be good, Ralph. Listen, one other thing, partner, before I...
But if you can, try to lay off that pork, man.
Well, it's good once in a while,
I don't think it's good at all.
You can't eat beef all the time.
The swine, well, it's in the Bible, it says that although he be cloven of the foot, or whatever how they say it, and he cheweth not the cud of his flesh, ye shall not eat. That's in Leviticus. Don't eat that swine. Yeah. The smart people, you look at the Jews, they smart. They don't eat that swine.
Oh, the Dickens, they don't.
No, they don't.
Dickens, they don't.
Jews don't eat pork, man.
Well, I'll tell you, they say they don't. But I see
well, people say they don't.
I see him eat that good ham sandwich. I see him eat that good sliced ham. That don't come off no beef cow. That don't come off no beef cow.
That's not called ham. It's called that. You say, give me some of that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't say, give me some ham. You say, give me that.
You never saw a Jewish person buy a Holland ham?
I have never seen a Jew eat pork.
You never have?
No, sir.
A ham? You never seen me eat a ham?
I have never seen a Jew eat pork.
No.
They eat kosher, man. They don't eat kosher.
Well,
if they eat some pork, it was kosher pork.
Then the rabbi went up there and had to cut the soap and all, but
no. But the reason the swine we don't eat swine is because in biblical day when the Bible and all the holy books were written, we didn't have refrigeration.
Right.
And those animals are basically scavengers. They eat like what's left, and they don't have proper dietary habits. And what you eat, you become. They did an experiment once upon a time, threw 10 dead chickens into a hog trough, and in less than 24 hours, those dead chickens became part of that hog's flesh.
Well,
the pig is the only animal that can see the wind.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else now, Ralph.
A rattlesnake can't kill a pig.
I'll tell you something else now, Ralph. I'm going to tell you about a blue channel crab. You know that? And they eat nothing but they're scavengers.
Yeah.
But you know how much they're bringing now a bushel up in Maryland? $125 a bushel.
Shrimp are scavengers, too.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about the price they bring? Listen, I agree with you about underground land. Back in the 60s and 70s, I used to like to get down there, and I used to watch that. I don't guess that little monkey's down there jumping around. I used to like that monkey jumping around.
Yeah, you know what? My son was talking about that monkey yesterday, man.
When you first come in that place, he'd be jumping around, and if somebody threw a penny down, he would pick up no penny.
He would pick up a penny.
No, he turned his head.
That monkey was famous, man.
He was.
You remember Piano Red?
I remember Piano Red. I sure do.
Piano Red was down there like every day in underground Atlanta.
That was a good time. And there was a place down there you could get the best corn on the cob.
Right.
That's all they served.
That's right, corn on the cob.
Well, that place, it had color then.
Even old Lester had a shop down there selling them Confederate flags and things.
Yeah, he had soul flags.
Well, axe handles and things.
Axe handles and all this stuff. Well, the place had color then, but I don't know. I haven't been down to the new one, so... But,
it's nice. It's well built. It's put together. It's organized. It's pretty. But it's just...
But don't have any color. It doesn't have the color, does it?
You're going to walk to one end, and you walk to the other end, and you say, okay, that's it. It's kind of like...
It's kind of
like drinking water.
Shopping center.
You know you need the water, but when you drink it, you say, I wish I'd have had some tea, or I could have had a V8.
Right.
The shopping centers have more flavor than the mall, than the underground, man.
Right.
Hey, Bob,
talk to you,
wait a minute. Can you cook?
Huh?
Can you cook?
Sure, I think I'm a pretty decent cook.
Why don't you try Sam's? You ever been to Sam's?
Sam's?
Sam's, S-A-M, Sam's Wholesale Warehouse. They got these big old stores, Sam's Club.
Well, I've heard of Sam's.
Sam's.
Yeah.
You get a friend or something, go to Sam's and go in the food section back there.
Yeah.
They got some baby back ribs that are vacuum packed and sealed. I don't know where they come from. But my ex-wife has been buying them for my kids, and I cooked a couple of slabs for the kids on that last holiday we had, Memorial Day. But if you get a chance, go to Sam's, pick up some of them baby back ribs, man, and try to do them yourself. And I'm going to give you the clue to cooking baby back ribs. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Get you a charcoal fire.
Right.
with some hickory wood or some mesquite wood chips, okay?
Okay.
And put those ribs on that fire about 3 feet from the fire. Leave them on there for like till they're about half done.
Okay.
All right? Don't put no sauce on them, just salt, pepper, and a little paprika on them ribs, okay?
I'm there. I'll listen.
All right, now run them in the grill, put them on the grill for like till they're half done, okay? Then you can cook some chicken or hamburger or whatever with the rest of the charcoal. Then take those baby back ribs and stick them in your oven on 250 for about an hour.
Yeah.
That's how they fall off the bone.
Okay.
They don't fall off the bone on the grill. They fall off the bone when you bake them so that heat gets all the way in there and detaches the meat away from the bone. See, when you cook in barbecue, the bone is the conductor of the heat.
I got
When you get the fire hot, the bone takes the heat to the meat.
Right.
You just don't cook the meat from the heat. You cook the meat from the heat of the bone. That bone, when you pick up a piece of chicken or a wing or a leg and you break it and it can come loose from the joint, that means that the gristle and everything has cooked.
Right.
But see, some folks slap that ketchup and that barbecue sauce on there, stick it on the grill, flip it 2 times, and bite into some raw chicken. They eating raw salmonella.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Try your own baby backs. And
I
if
hear you loud and clear, Ralph.
all right, and if you can't cook your own baby backs, go on to Houston's and get you some.
Okay.
Peace, Bob.
Thank you very much, Ralph.
All right, Doctor. Nice talking with you. I like to share recipes. I'm like an old hen. Chris, Decatur, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Living large, Chris.
All right, I just calling. I work down there underground.
Where do you work?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say because I don't want to get my manager in trouble. He owns it. He's a minority owner down there.
Wait a minute. Now, they got several minority owners in underground that are doing great.
Yeah.
That muffin place, is it still there?
What was that now? Oh no, that Puff and Muffin closed down.
Puffin Muffin closed?
It's gone.
That sister was doing a hell of a job.
Not good enough.
She folded.
Yep.
All right, now what about the brother that's got this computer thing down there? You can do something with the computer when you go down this place. It's kind of like a, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think what you're talking about. You know, like when they do those little video things?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
But what about Flames? Flames is still there.
Is still there, yeah.
Flames hired one of my former students from Richards Academy. I was down there this week and I saw him down there. Flames is doing good. They got a hell of a product.
Yeah.
You know?
They do pretty good. But, you know, like when I was talking to my manager, you know, he's saying, like, the rent, like, they put Hooters down there, right?
Yeah.
And,
do they get naked in Hooters?
No, they get pretty close. They have little skimpy little shorts and T-shirts.
All right. What is Hooters known for? If they're not known for breasts, I guess they're known for wings. Huh?
Chicken wings and the T-shirts.
Okay, and the T-shirts and the women in the T-shirts.
Yeah, that's
okay.
But he was just saying that, you know, they opened Hooters down there, and they cut Hooters that's another line, forget that. They cut Hooters the deal to get them down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's been on there since Underground opened. They hadn't cut him any slack in his rent.
Was I wrong in the CAM charges? Don't they have to pay common area maintenance charges?
Yeah, stuff like that. And you have to pay, they have some kind of charge for, I forgot what they call this charge, but it's like for the carts and things down there.
Yeah.
And no, okay, he's not in the food court with the charges. He's not in the food court.
Okay.
But they make him pay a fee. And he sells a food product, but they make him pay a fee, and he's not even in the food court.
What kind of food product does he sell?
He sells cookies.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Lord have mercy.
That's him calling, man. Bye. Bob, Decatur, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I was listening to you about an hour ago.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned that you were a Vietnam veteran. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, well...
I put it like this. I'm not proud of my service in Vietnam. I was in Vietnam 60 days, and I was AWOL 45.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I actually served 15 days in Vietnam.
Okay, well, I was wanting to ask you something about the Vietnam War since you were over there.
Sure.
Okay, my question or my feelings about, you know, the missing soldiers that they've been discussing so much.
Yeah, the MIAs, yes, missing in action. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago when Yeltsin mentioned that there might have been some Americans somewhere in some Soviet prisons, and he was saying that some of them might have been Americans, you know, they were trying to account for some of the missing. Okay, when I was in Vietnam, and this...
Did you ever go to Saigon?
Yes, Saigon.
Did you ever go down through what they call Soul Alley?
Went through down, I believe it was called Tudor Street, and down in that vicinity.
Yeah, Soul Alley is like where all the brothers live, and like, you know, they just had jobs. They were in the service, but they had jobs. They weren't combat. And they would, like, get these cribs down there, and the mama sons, the little females, you know, over there would, like, be their ladies for, like, $1, $2 a week. You know, it was like Soul Alley. A lot of those brothers stayed in Vietnam after the war was over.
That's what I was going to say.
There's a lot of black babies over there in Vietnam, man.
Well,
a lot of them.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I firmly believe that some of those missing MIAs are really soldiers who left. I know this for a fact. Well, that some of those soldiers really deserted some of their units over there.
Yeah, yeah.
They haven't been accounted for.
Right.
Now, some of the people...
Rather than list them as deserters and make the country look bad and make that branch of the service look bad having deserters, they just like list them as missing in action. In other words, those poor guys, you know, they're probably dead somewhere. As opposed to you thinking, yeah, they didn't want to serve Uncle Sam over there helping his oppressor oppress another man, so they left.
That is true. And see, I haven't heard one politician mention that. They always, you know, most people in this country think that most of those MIAs were, you know, got missing under combat conditions.
Yeah. Well, the shocking thing about the MIA revelation basically is the fact that your boy Yeltsin or whatever his name is, you know, your boy Yeltsin. Yeltsin was the one that broke the news. The shocking fact about it is that Russia had something to do with it, you know?
Yes.
That's shocking to think that they were actually taken all the way up there to that ice-cold country and, you know, telling what's been happening to them, you know, up there.
Yes, well, this is going to be a shock. You know, a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have MIAs, they have relatives who are missing who are actually killed. But some of them are going to find out in the future that some of those missing loved ones were not missing because of combat hostilities, but because they deserted.
That's right.
And it's going to come to, like, you remember in Korea there were 21 turncoats?
Yeah.
And I was almost an adult before I found out that there were some Americans who deserted in the Korean War. And after I'd done a little study, I found out that in every war there have been some Americans who deserted. And it's going to come out, it's going to come to light somewhere in the future that some of those MIAs were really deserters, and some of them are probably still alive somewhere in Asia or the Soviet Union.
Should we let them come back?
I don't know, because their units. You know, politicians have said anything about it, and no one else has said anything. But from my own experience, I do believe that is true. And how many of those are actually somewhere deserted, I don't know. But I do believe that out of that several hundred who are missing, some of those, when it turns up, at least 50 to 100 on a conservative estimate, but probably more, are really somewhere, and some of them may be dead now, but some of them deserted their units.
Have you adjusted from coming back to the real world?
To a great extent, yes. But
do you have any problems now as a Vietnam veteran?
No, I'm like a lot of other vets. I don't even talk about it, don't discuss it.
Did you get a house? You take advantage of the VA benefits and everything?
I sure did.
Okay.
And, you know, one thing
You got any kids now?
Yes, I have.
Do you recommend the service to your kids?
I told them at this point, no, I said, in a situation, if another situation would come up like this Vietnam conflict, I would not encourage them to go, simply because...
How did you feel about the treatment of the veterans coming back from the blood for oil war over there in Kuwait?
Well, the same thing, like the military is getting ready to get rid of a lot of those, discharge a lot of them now, and they're putting them back here out on the street.
What do you think about Colin Powell's thing for the Buffalo Soldier? You think that's good?
I think so.
Hey, gotta go. I gotta go, Bob. But nice talking with you, man.
Sure.
Watch out for that incoming. Yeah, Ralph, you a mess, man. You a mess, Ralph. You a mess. All right, we're getting ready for the final hour of the Talk How You Like Underground Posse. Taking your calls right now. I need 4 people to call me. Hey, man, hold up, man. Hold up, Archie. All right.
We don't only sing, but we dance just as good as we want.
All right, Archie, listen, let me set this up, Archie. Hey, I want you all to check in. I need 4 people to call me right now. 233-WGST, 1-800-FON-WGST. Call me right now.
Tighten up on the drum.
All right, tighten up, Archie.
Come on now, drummer. I want you to tighten it up for me now.
Hey, Willard Scott.
Feel better. The man got the place looking good, the prices are down, and he's reinvested in the community. He's adopting classes down at the elementary school, buying computers. And this is a white man in a black community. How come we can't do it?
Yeah, I understand.
That's what I'm saying. He's giving us the example.
Yeah, and we should follow that example. Another thing we need
I'm going to tell you what we did. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to tell you what we did in defense of that man. They got ready to put up one of them big old supermarkets across the street from him, which would have driven him out of business. We nixed the petition. We said, no, we don't want it. I would rather have his little thrift town than to have one of them big old giant foods or G foods over there somewhere, Because I know what I'm going to get from him, man. Going in there, man, I ain't no poke eater, but I saw 2 buckets of neck bones in there, you know what I'm saying? You can't get no neck bones at that Disco Kroger over there on Ponce de Leon nowhere.
That's true.
They might have neck bones, but they'll be like neck burns. You know, they won't be neck bones.
Last week's neck bones.
There you go. Hey, squirrel neck bones or something, you know?
But, you know, it's like I said, it's a two-way street. You know, you have to have the clean business with service and the good advertising.
Right.
But, you know, we as a people, when we go to a brother's business, rather than putting it down and say, damn, my stuff was late, I ain't never coming back no more.
Right.
You know, or this person didn't serve me right, so I'm not coming back no more.
No.
You need to go to the proprietor.
Thank you.
Pull them off to the side.
Brother, pull me to the side. Say, hey, man.
Look, man, you know, look, this
ain't right.
went down. It's not right.
That's right.
I want to tell you about your employee. You need to correct it.
And how he reacts to what you say to him determines whether you come back or not.
Exactly.
If you see an improvement based on what you said and what your friends have said, you see, but you got a lot of black people out here that say, man, the black man's ice ain't as cold as the white man's ice. I don't want, a Negro can't sell me no ice. You got black folks out here right now that will not go to a black doctor.
Well, that's true.
They think that the only person that knows something about medicine is the white man. And we invented medicine. I'm serious, man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And, man, I'm telling you, my dad is a dentist, man, and I see it now all the time. You know, I see it. I said, dang, I don't see how he does it. I mean, every day he's up to his elbows in spit and blood, you know, working hard. But he's got patients that come back to him repeatedly, and their kids come back, you know. But we're jumping over. I'm going to Dr. Hop Singh, or I'm going to Dr. Lou Wong, somebody like that. We don't even know these folks, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, got 5 other folks and got about, 20 minutes to go.
I must have stimulated some phone calls or something.
You did. And everybody's talking about what you're talking about, too. I got Thomas in East Point. He's talking about grocery stores.
Talking about grocery stores.
Yeah, so it's
we as the people have to get it together, man.
Well,
we have to really start working at it and not necessarily trying to be like the white man. And I want to make one other point before.
Well, let me make this point when you say we got to get it together. It's 4 o'clock in the morning for us as a people.
Yeah.
We got about another hour of darkness, and then it's going to be light.
Okay, let me make one other point. Other point, and that is because somebody said something about white people always having it together, always sticking together. That's not true. I've traveled the country far and wide. White people like other white people who have money. Okay?
People like other people who have money.
But you know, I mean, as far
yellow people like other yellow people who have money.
Okay, that's what it's all about.
Everybody likes Ross Perot.
Yeah.
Why? Not because of his views. That sucker got some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like a Ross Perot, you know? He got money. Hey, gotta go, man.
All right, bye.
All right, I guess that's why all these women like me. I got money. All right. Robert, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Ralph, how you doing?
Living large, Robert.
Look, I've been enjoying your program. You're always hitting home. You know how to do it.
Well, this was an unscripted show. You getting the raw Ralph from Ben Hill today, man. And I hope it's going across and everybody's enjoying it and it's coming across the right way. Well, I don't hate nobody, don't dislike nothing.
Let me take you back to a point you made a few minutes ago concerning the 100 Black Men's game coming up.
Excellent group of people, excellent game.
And you made an analogy to the Grambling Southern Classic, the Bayou Classic, and the Superdome.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to have the best seat in the house for the first 3 years, 75, 76, and 77.
Where were you sitting?
I was a member of the Grambling Band.
Oh, my God.
So that's what I mean by having one of the best, if not the best seats in the house.
All eyes were on you, home. What section were you in?
Well, I was a drum major for 2 of those years.
Whoa!
And in the woodwind section for the first year.
You's the star, homeboy. You's the star.
Hey, doing my job, getting through school.
What you doing now? I guess you're a pimp now. If you're the drum major there, you're a pimp now, right?
No, actually, I'm a band director in the area, and I'll keep my school in anonymity.
I just being funny. Hey, I just being funny, man. You know I being funny. I was in the band when I was at Morehouse. I played bass drum 2 years, and I always respected Grambling's band and Tennessee State's band, FAMU's band. As a kid, FAMU used to come to town, man. That was bigger than Michael Jackson, you know. If FAMU played Morris Brown, shoot, you couldn't. Herndon Stadium, you'd have thought that was the Superdome. You know, FAMU, Grambling, Tennessee State, and then as I got to be a big boy, I found out about other bands, you know, like down in, what's the other school down there in New Orleans, in Louisiana down there where they be getting down?
Well, you mentioned Southern.
Southern Grambling. I'm thinking about it. Mississippi Valley State don't have no band, do they? Oh, Tuskegee. Tuskegee had a monster because they used to kill us. But I found out the reason they killed us is because when I was in the band and they was killing us so badly, it was like Lionel Richie and Walter Orange and the Commodores. So we was really up against like 100 Commodores.
Okay.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, the game, the bands, and the purpose of the game is what makes the event. That's what you call an event. You know, you got people working on the scholarship fund. You got people working on including advertisers and selling the tickets and getting these bands in here. Then the football game itself is going to expose so many kids to the black college experience, which is enriching in and of itself. So there's so many facets to this event, not just getting booties in a seat, but getting minds involved in the event. That's the bottom line, the event.
Well, I think one of the most important things that you mentioned, and since you made an analogy of the Bayou Classic, it is so very possible for the game to attract so many people to fill the Georgia Dome. And the thing that I can say from the experience standpoint is that down in the Superdome, there were no problems. You had standing room only audiences for those first few years, and people were in a festive yet competitive mood, and everything just happened in the best of ways. The business district of New Orleans basically turned itself over in accommodation to the people coming from all over for the game, and I would just hope that the same would be the scenario for this game coming up in September.
Yeah, now you're touching on some points that we need to talk about. First of all, there's a small difference in the Superdome, the Bayou Classic. It's like it already had its history. And this 100 Black Men's thing is new, so it doesn't have its history. And number two, by it being held in the basic backyards of both of the schools, the crowd wasn't a problem. We're bringing two different schools into this area, which is not going to be that bad because we can fill the place up. But the point you mentioned that I want to comment on is that I want the accommodations to be open. The city of New Orleans basically thrives on being an open city.
Definitely.
But Atlanta has a habit of not having enough rooms when a certain group of people come in town. You know, or not having enough food when you go to the restaurant or the room service starts slacking up and people get a bad taste in their mouth. I want all of these hotels to be straight. I want these brothers to make their reservations and have everything in order. If not, we're going to have to start putting them up in some of these houses and garages and patios and things. Because, man, it's going to be an event. It's going to be like Jesus preaching to the multitude. Kind of be like Moses taking the children out of the desert and things. This is going to be a monster, man. If you got a child and you working with kids, and I'm just talking to the general posse out there, if you got a kid, you ought to make sure you get a ticket for that kid and take them there and let them see that. I never will forget the first time my dad took me to a Morehouse College football game. And I mean, I can't really remember the first game because I went to a million of them with him. But just the fact that you sitting around your friends, and then they're old friends, and then there's an older generation of people there that have been friends, then a younger generation of people that are going to be friends, and the whole ambiance, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Nothing in the world.
Church ain't like it.
No.
Sex ain't, well, sex is close. Nice talking with you, Robert.
Okay,
All
and
right.
I hope you get that spokesmanship because you.
If I don't, it don't make no difference. Hell, I just talked about it for an hour, so, you know, it don't make no difference whether I get it or not, man. I want the thing to be a success. I'm for, like I say, if something is going good and it's for a good purpose, kids is my weakness. You know, and kids are my weakness. Listen to me talking wrong or badly. Anyhow, I want to be behind this thing whether I get it or not.
I'll be with you.
Peace.
Take care.
All right, I'll be there. I'll be the one with the chicken bone in one hand and the chick on the other. Thomas, East Point, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Hey, Ralph, like you, I'm living large.
There you go. That's what you're supposed to do.
I wanted to talk about these grocery stores, man.
All right.
There's this Kroger.
No, wait a minute. Wait. Kroger might be a sponsor here at News Radio 640 WGST, so we're not going to call no names, all right? Don't call no names. Don't call no
That
names.
begins with a K.
Don't even do that. Do it like this, because there ain't but one grocery store start with a K, and we know that's Kroger. Don't talk about it. Let's just talk about neighborhoods and stuff, and then the stores in the neighborhoods, and we know what you're talking about.
Okay, we were talking about Cascade Road a little bit earlier.
All right.
And there's
up there by where Cascade turns into Abernathy up there?
Yeah.
Okay, now everybody knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right,
so,
we're not calling the name.
Last Father's Day, I went to see my mother.
Okay.
She had a gift for me.
Okay.
And she needed to go to the store to get some produce.
Okay.
And it was about, maybe about 9 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
And this was Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we walk in there in the produce department.
9 o'clock on a Sunday.
Right.
All right, now, I used to work in produce, so I know exactly what you're talking about. 9 o'clock on Sunday, they probably don't have somebody in the store full-time working produce because that store stays open 24 hours a day.
That's right.
Now, in produce, you got to constantly keep water on the greens.
There you go.
You got to keep the refrigeration at a certain level. In the old days, when I was in the grocery store, we had to have ice on certain things.
You got to keep the fruit arranged.
You got to keep the floor swept.
The floor swept. Ralph, they have these little tissues.
Yeah.
Underneath the fruit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like when you buy a pair or something like that?
Right.
Okay.
All over the floor.
Oh, man.
All over the floor.
The worst thing you can find on the floor in the produce department is a collard green. You know, because that's an instant back operation. You know? That tissue probably is bad to the eye.
That was there, too.
But that collard green is bad to the back.
But my mom lives in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And she shops there.
Okay.
I don't live in the neighborhood anymore. I was disgusted.
Well, home, we can stop right here with this discussion of that particular store by saying this. And this is basically, this is the case all across the board. If you don't raise hell, see, the thing about life,
Let me tell you, Ralph,
most black people will they'll just take what they're given rather than demanding better.
Let me tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to call the manager.
You should have called the manager.
My mother asked me not to.
Why?
Because she has to shop here.
He wouldn't have known who you were.
She has to shop there. So she says...
You could have been anonymous.
She said, well, just let it go.
No. No.
Let it go.
Letting it go got it where it is now.
Well, see, she said, well, they're going to close the store. I said, they're not going to close the store. They're going to have to fire the manager because he's not taking care of things.
Let me tell you, you got an economically mixed neighborhood over there. Some of it is depressed. Some of them are trying hard to come up over there in the West End and make it look good and fix it up.
But
and you got college kids, but predominantly it's low. You know?
Predominantly.
Yeah.
And it just makes
So when you
feel
got
bad.
that mix, man, when you got that mix, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems.
But Ralph,
and you it's going to take people. You know, Maynard Jackson used to shop at that store.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Lomax shops at that store.
Oh, yeah.
You know, big people shop at that. I went in there the other, let me see. I saw one of my callers, Ron, from Southwest Atlanta, calls all the time. I saw him in the parking lot. I went over there, I think it was 2 weeks ago, just bought some ice cream on a Sunday evening, and I found a store. If I was, like, rating it, I'd have given it a C. I mean, it wasn't below average. It could have been better. It could have been a B or A. But if you in your community don't ask for better and demand better and get better, then you're going to take what you get.
Well, that was my point.
Next thing you know, it's going to be no spaghetti English in the store. You know, and when no spaghetti English get in there, I went in one of them no spaghetti English stores, and my little girl beat me on my beep. I was in the barber's chair, and I jumped up and I called her. She said, Dad. I said, what? She said, I'm making brownies. Can you please bring us some walnuts and some milk? I said, okay, no problem. Went right next door to one of them no spaghetti English grocery stores. I said, y'all have any walnuts? They looked at me like, what? So I touched the wall, and when I got mad, I touched the wall. I said, wall, and then I touched something else, and I said, nuts, and I left. I mean, they even got a brother. They had to go back in the back and get a brother out the kitchen to translate. You know, I had to get a translation in my neighborhood. Now, that don't make no sense. For walnuts.
Well,
I said wall, I touched the wall, and I said nuts.
I didn't want to make a scene in front of my mom.
Well, home, you could have made a scene behind the scene after your mom left the scene.
She didn't want me to, but...
Home, if you want your mom in a decent store, you want your mom mugged in the parking lot, don't make a scene. But if you don't want your mom mugged in the parking lot or poisoned in the store, make a scene, my brother.
Well, I did pick up a one of those customer complaint forms.
They don't even look at that mess.
I know it.
Their wives fill out 100 of them saying, oh, the store is great. Their sisters and daughters fill out 1,000 of them every night. I enjoyed shopping here. Then when you stick yours in and say, what's wrong with this crazy Negro? He ain't happy. And we got 100,000 other ones happy. Hey, home, just get you about 5 other brothers like yourself and ring that sucker with a line. Get you a little picket line.
I took that form with me, and I'm going to mail it to the office. I'm not going to leave it in the store. And we need to do something about it. Homeboy, do it. Let's go. Be like it like they say on that record, like my main man, Sir Mix-a-Lot, says on this thing. I got this Sir Mix-a-Lot tape. I forget what. No. It's Doo-Doo Brown, 2 Hype Brothers and a Dog. You heard that one? Oh, yeah.
He said, act like a tennis shoe and just do it. That's like Nike. All right, we'll holler at you, brother. Live life. I will, my brother, and prosper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got time for one more call here. And ladies and gentlemen, cross your fingers. I'm hoping that this is who I think it is. If not, if it's not who, we got another. Okay, all right. Joe, Decatur, you're on News Radio 640 WGST.
Hey, Ralph, I'm going to sum it up for you tonight. I hope you give me time to do my subject matter justly.
All right, let me explain.
One of the first things I want to talk about...
Cut him down. Let me explain something to you, man. I don't appreciate you going to my boss man talking about I slandered you on the radio, which I did not do, number one. I don't slander nobody. I don't make myself big by tearing down nobody else, all right? Number two, we got 5 minutes. No, we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I give you 2 minutes. Go.
Let me say this to you. First of all, let me apologize for calling you superior. The thing of it is what I got trouble with. I got trouble with you.
I ain't got no superior. Allah is my superior.
Let me say this to you. Let me get into my subject matter. My race of people constantly talk about redlining. I think we lay the groundwork for redlining. On every corner, you got a check cashing place and in between. Now, we would rather go out there and pay to cash out a check than open up a banking account and get our checks cash free. What do we expect when we want to borrow money when all the banks gone to get out to fix our house and buy a car? I got trouble with that. If white people have a choice of putting their money in an area where they're going to get 90% of their money back or putting their money in an area where they're going to lose 90%, where they going to put it? They're going to put it in an area where they can get 90% of their money back.
I agree with you so far. I agree with you so far.
Moving right along, let's look at how irresponsible black people look at things. I'm black, by the way.
I would have never known.
Let's say that I'm a plumber. Okay. Let's say that the white folks are charging $50 to come out to your house, and I'm charging $25. The average black person I talk to, he'll want to pay me $20. And he'll tell me right quick, if he can't pay me $20, he'll use the white folks and pay him $50. I don't understand that kind of mentality. There's a few other things I don't understand.
I agree with you so far.
I don't understand why is it that if I got a business on one corner and the white man got a restaurant on the next corner, why is it that we would rather go to his business than my business? Now, let me tell you why I think. I think we so mixed up until anytime we get to mix with the white folks, we feel better than the rest of us. I think we got a long way to go. And we got a lot of food ideas. Let me give you one of them. Anytime there's several black people running for office, they say, well, why don't you all get together and decide who's going to hold that office and the rest of them support them? Now, isn't that a damn fool idea? Listen to this. That defies our election process. That defies everything our system stands for. If you're going to get together, there's no need to have an election. If you all going to get together, there's no need to support them. There won't be no need for an election. We just have a bunch of damn fool ideas when it comes to things, and it just makes me mad to think about it. We're the only nationality on the face of the earth that insists on going to every church except a black church. The civil rights movement is based in the black church. Our education started in the black church. But we insist on mixing with the white folks. And when we mix with the white folks and go to their church, we can't stay on the ground. How many Koreans you ever seen in the black church? Very few. How many Jews and Japanese and Vietnamese you ever seen in the black church? Very few. We the only race of people on the face of the earth that insist on being everything except what we are. It's sickling to me. Thank you, and you have a nice night.
You too, Joe. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. BJC, I can't get to you. It's too close to the end, and I got to close right. I want to say this. I meant to say this earlier. I was involved with a personal appearance today at a Rise Academy. It's always a thrill. I get a rush being involved in something like starting a school. In my old elementary school, I had mentioned that St. Paul of the Cross is closed, and they're opening a new school in the same building, a Rise Academy. I walked down the halls of my old elementary school today and just got all teary-eyed about 11 o'clock this morning. Went and looked in every class, the second grade, the third grade, the fourth grade, all the way through the eighth grade, and I sat in each one of those classes as a young, impressionable person. And to think that I'm involved in trying to get it cranked back up was like a big rush, and I enjoyed that. You need to go out and get involved in something. You need to go out and get involved in cranking up something instead of tearing something up. You know what I mean? Go out in your community and pick up some paper. Go out and help a kid. Go out and do something, you know? Go out and do something. Go out and talk to your neighbor. Sucker stole some hubcaps from a car across the street from me. I jumped up off the porch with my 12 gauge. Like there'd been 4 fatalities in Ben Hill. You know? Didn't even know my neighbor next door, you know? But somebody's stealing his hubcaps. Got to get out and touch and meet and be with folks and do some things around here. Got a big party weekend coming up. Then we're going to have a weekend for commitment. You know what I mean? It's been a plum pleasing pleasure. Back it up and call it a double measure. Got a few shows next week. I think, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every other day, something like that. You stay tuned here to News Radio 640 WGST. My main man, Matt Cook, is getting ready to do the news. And then Matt Stewart's going to do sports tonight, I think. No sports tonight. We got the best of Rush Limbaugh. In the meantime, my posse, don't do as I say do. Do as I do.
live large, and prosper.
Let's get out of here.
Atlanta's First News is on News Radio 640 WGST. Use it for news updates every 15 minutes at the top and bottom and quarter hours. News Radio 640 WGST, Atlanta's first choice for news, traffic, and weather.
Good evening. We have partly cloudy skies and 75 degrees. I'm Matt Cook, News Radio 640 WGST. Atlanta's official 3-day forecast is just ahead. Here's what's happening at 10:01. Some 500 or so Ross Perot supporters rallied in downtown Atlanta today to deliver petitions to the Secretary of State. Petitions designed to get the Texas billionaire on the ballot in the fall. News Radio 640 WGST's Candace Peterson was there.
Happy birthday to you.
Supporters sang their birthday wishes to Perot, who turned 62, as they presented 61 boxes to Secretary of State Max Cleland containing over 137,000 names. Perot addressed the crowd via telephone.
There's no question in my mind that if we stick together, we can get it done. But we've got a lot of work to do between now and November. And now we've got to all go redouble our efforts to get people registered and get the vote turned out in November.
Cleland told the Texas billionaire's backers that their efforts are what true democracy is all about.
I'm inspired by you. We appreciate you. We need more people like you involved in pushing the ballot rather than the bullet as a means of settling conflicts in this country.
Candace Peterson, News Radio 640 WGST.
There's a broadcast report tonight that an Exxon executive who was believed to have been kidnapped in April has died of natural causes. WCBS-TV in New York tonight is saying, quoting a friend of the executive's family as saying that Sidney Riso died in early May. The report quotes Riso's sister as saying that a nun of one of two people charged with Riso's kidnapping admitted to authorities that he had died. Riso disappeared in April 29th after leaving his New Jersey home for his office at Exxon International. Sister Ruth Angelette is quoted as saying that Riso was buried in a park. Meanwhile, late word is the FBI says it believes it found a body in New Jersey that is the missing Exxon executive, Sidney Riso. We will keep you updated on that one tonight. French President Francois Mitterrand is hoping that a visit to Sarajevo tomorrow will help put an end to the region's bloody civil war, but UN officials say there's no guarantee that the fighting between the Serbs, Croats, and Muslims will halt during Mitterrand's visit, or that he can even get to Sarajevo. Mitterrand is in Croatia right now. Well, with the convention just 3 weeks away, the Democrats met in Washington today to put the final touches on their platform. ABC's political director, Hal Bruno, was in Washington for the meeting, and we asked him, what have they decided?
Well, this is very much Bill Clinton's platform hearing, and they turned out a platform that is in keeping with his moderate tone, especially on the economic issues. His delegates were in firm control of these hearings, and the economic planks reflect a moderate position that is pro-growth. On the social issues, it maintains the traditional Democratic positions. It's a platform that's aimed at the independent voters and those Reagan Democrats who voted for Ronald Reagan and George Bush through the 1980s and are now being attracted by Ross Perot. And the idea of this platform is to help bring them back to the Democrats.
That's Hal Bruno. More than 75 people have been arrested in Milwaukee during another day of anti-abortion protests. Hundreds of anti-abortion demonstrators jammed sidewalks outside a downtown abortion clinic, waving photos of dismembered fetuses, singing hymns, and shouting Bible verses. And an anti-Klan group that exposed Klan ties to the fire department in Blakely, that's in southwest Georgia, says it is gratified that federal authorities have now filed criminal charges. Connie Cummings reports.
Loretta Ross with the Center for Democratic Renewal says evidence uncovered by the center in a civil lawsuit on behalf of the residents of Blakely was shared with federal authorities, proving that the former fire chief was involved in cross burnings at two white women's homes.
Well, it is the purpose of federal authorities to take action when the local law enforcement doesn't. And there were certain violations of federal civil rights statutes that we are glad that the Justice Department responded to by pursuing an investigation, convening a grand jury, and then delivering 6 indictments.
Ross says the Center for Democratic Renewal is on the lookout for Klansmen in public service positions and will expose any they discover. In Blakely, black residents sued the city successfully, charging that having a Klansman as fire chief meant reduced fire protection for their homes. Connie Cummings, Georgia Network News.
Bad news for the Braves today. They have dropped two games to the Reds now. They lost today 12-3. If you're interested in hearing that third game, it'll be broadcast here on 640 WGST tomorrow afternoon, starting with Around the Major Leagues at 1:30 in the afternoon. News Radio 640 WGST, time is 10:06. Our weather forecast comes up next.
In the late afternoon, this is where you get Atlanta's first news. News Radio 640 WGST.
The official three-day Weather Channel forecast from News Radio 640 WGST. Weather looks pretty good for the rest of the weekend. For this evening, partly cloudy skies. After sunset, the skies will clear and we'll get down to a low of 67 overnight. For Sunday through Monday, look for partly cloudy skies. High Sunday and Monday, 86, down to 67 Sunday night. Outlook for Tuesday, more of the same, partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. With 24-hour-a-day coverage at the Weather Channel Cable Network, this is meteorologist Mike Stiniford for 640 WGST.
We have a cloud or 275 degrees at Atlanta's official weather station, News Radio 640 WGST.
The following is an encore presentation.
The more you hear, the more you have to talk about. News Radio 640 WGST.
Afternoon in the East and good morning in the West from the Rush Limbaugh Show from coast to coast with our nationwide toll-free number 1-800-282-2882. It is Friday, and you know what that means.
Live from New York, it's Open Line Friday!
Yes, you're the producer, you're the director, you're the mover, you're the shaker. I, your humble substitute host, am merely the facilitator of your views on the air all over America today, because on Open Line Friday, you call us up, you talk about whatever is on your mind. And Charles in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania has a lot on his mind, from what I understand. Hi, Charles. Welcome to Rush's show.
Hi, how you doing? I tell you, we got all the donut shops staked out here in Harrisburg.
How many are there?
At least 43.
Do you find your state legislators and other government officials frequent them often?
No, I think in Pennsylvania they try to stay out of public view as much as possible, actually. But no donut is safe until we locate Rush.
I understand. We have